All right, let's kick off a brand new project. And trust me, it's a really cool one. We're going to build a fully functional, 3D printed car from scratch. Now, this is part one, and it's all about getting prepared. Getting these first few steps right is absolutely crucial for the whole build, so let's dive right in.
So before we get into all the details, let's talk about where this is all going. We're not just building some static model here. Oh no, we are making a car that you'll be able to control with an app on your phone, and, as if that's not cool enough, later in the series, we're going to make it self-driving. But, to get to that amazing finish line, we need a really solid start.
Okay, first things first, we've got to gather up our parts. Step one is all about collecting the stuff besides the 3D prints. The essential hardware and electronics that are actually going to bring this thing to life.
So, what's on the shopping list? Well, you're going to need a few things. You'll need some metal rods in specific sizes, a few bearings to make sure everything moves smoothly, and of course, the brains of the whole operation, the Xiao NRF528040 microcontroller. Now, this is just a quick overview, so for the full list with all the details and links, make sure you check out the official project page.
All right, once you've got your hardware ordered, it's time for the really fun part, firing up that 3D printer. Step 2 is all about printing the components that'll make up the car's body and chassis.
The process here is super simple. All you got to do is head over to the project page and download all the STL files. Then, just get your printer warmed up and start printing. You're going to want to print every single part because each one is a crucial piece of this puzzle.
And hey, a quick heads up on customization. I know a lot of you love to tinker, and that's awesome. You can totally make changes if you want, but just remember, all the 3D printed parts in that hardware list we just talked about, they're all designed to fit together perfectly. So, if you're following along with us, sticking to the plan is your best bet for a smooth build. Got all your parts printed? Great. Now it's time to get our hands a little dirty. Let's move on to step 3, precision drill the chassis. Now, I know precision drill might sound a little intense, but trust me, this is the secret sauce for a strong, clean, and, get this, a totally glue-free assembly.
So here's the trick, and it's actually really clever. We're going to intentionally drill holes that are just a tiny bit smaller than the metal rods that go in them. Sounds weird, right? But here's why. It creates this amazing, super snug press fit. The rod gets held in place just by friction, which means, and this is the best part, we won't need a single drop of messy glue. It's just clean, smart engineering.
Okay, so take a look at the chassis here. The arrows are showing you exactly where you need to drill. You can see the spots on the rear of the car and a couple up front. We are going to be using 2 different drill bit sizes, so paying close attention here is key.
Let's lock in those exact numbers because this part is super important. For the 4 holes in the back, where the 1.5mm rods will go, you need to use a 1.4mm drill bit. Then, for the 2 holes up front, which are for the 1.0mm rods, you'll grab a 0.9mm bit. Getting this right is what makes that whole glue-free magic happen.
We are so close. The last big prep step is here. Step 4, we've got to cut our metal rods. This is where we'll measure and cut the pieces that become the axles and gear pins for the car's drivetrain and steering.
And just to give you a little preview of what's to come, this is where those rods we're about to cut are going to end up. See that? The vertical ones up front will hold the wheel hubs, and that long one in the back, that's your main axle. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, time to get precise. Grab your ruler. First up, you need one 2mm rod cut to exactly 48mm long. That's your rear axle. Next, for the rear gears, you'll need 2 1.5mm rods, one cut to 25mm and the other to 15. And finally, you'll need 2 1mm rods, both cut to 17mm. Those are for your front wheel hubs.
And just like that, all the prep work is officially done. See? That wasn't so bad. By getting these first few steps squared away, you've totally set yourself up for a smooth assembly, which means now the real fun can begin.
So, that's it. Let's do a quick recap. If you've been following along, you should have a perfectly drilled chassis, a nice pile of 3D printed parts, and all your hardware cut to size and ready to roll. The foundation is officially laid.
Seriously, all the tough prep work is over. Every single piece is now ready for action. So with that foundation, totally solid, there's really only one question left to ask. Are you ready to actually bring this car to life? Because that's exactly what we're doing in the next one. See you there.